So we told you we will be following up on this story, and this afternoon I do have in the studio Ignatius Kwekudo, Executive Secretary, Tanker Owners Association, and we're looking at the safety of their activities. Thanks for your time.
It's my pleasure.
Now, are you a tanker driver yourself?
No, I work in the offices of the tanker owners. Just like we have GPRTU, yeah, that is the body that oversee the affairs of the tanker owners. So that is where I work.
So how do you monitor the activities of these tanker drivers?
Well, we monitor them both directly and indirectly. The case in point is what we've been talking about now. What happened is that when they were, Tor had to, take itself out of this rental issue. We agree with them that at the time Tor took over, that was and rented the premises for them. That was about 2006. Not many depots were in operation, so Tor find it convenient, and they were not having so much financial problems at that time. So they thought it was that they could get a place for them. So by so doing, there was so much discipline. You don't find the tankers on the street as we find them now. But after some time, they also found themselves in some difficulty they couldn't afford, and so we took up the issue, like the driver's chairman said. We took up the issue. We spoke to NPA. We've been at it for over a year now. Until the final expulsion, we started the process of getting them somewhere. And we feel that once we haven't got a place for them, the situation will be very chaotic. And then we watch what happened just last few days, and then you could see that if it has been something that has gotten nearer to them, and those long vehicles are looking for a space to escape.
Now,
yeah.
So from the explanation you've just given, there isn't any designated place for these tanker drivers?
No, there's nothing like this thing. As I'm speaking to you now, there's nothing like that. So when they get up, they look for any place convenient, and the high tension places, the shoulders of the street, sometimes even in the street,
now
is where they
you keep saying them and there, and I want to find out, are you not part of them? Even though you're not a tanker driver, you are the executive.
No, when I'm talking about them and there, what I'm simply saying is that the activities that are going on there, the activities, once I'm not there, doesn't mean that I'm not part of them.
Okay.
But I monitor the issue from that distance.
Okay.
And my worry is what we've been expressing all over the place. We've not allowed MPA to sleep one moment over this issue. Now,
for a year you've been at this, you've been at it. Yeah. But does this warrant these drivers that you oversee to park indiscriminately as they do?
We would say yes and no. They park indiscriminately because they haven't got any place to park. And secondly, that is their place of work. Because for them to know what others are there for,
knowing that their lives could be at risk, they could still park there?
Well, there's the risk is what we are all trying to prevent. The risk is not only to the drivers, it's not to our investment only, it's to the assets there too.
And even the nation as a whole.
The nation, that's what I'm saying. The assets that are there. We've been talking about Goel Depot, and should there be anything, and the vehicles cannot escape, or either they run into each other, and for that matter they block every access road, where would the safety vehicles or those emergency vehicles that would be in to defend or fight these things, where would they pass? That is the problem. I think one should have the opportunity of seeing what exactly we are talking about.
And we just wrote the visuals. The visuals are still
but what you've seen, and when your people were there the other time, was the tip of the iceberg. There were times we ourselves who want to even go there, we find ourselves locked up in traffic.
And how many vehicles, how many tankers are we looking at?
Oh, we are looking at on days like Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, when we have the peak. You will be looking at close to about 2,000 plus tankers all over.
Which is very serious.
Very.
If there should be a disaster, if there should be a fire outbreak now,
yeah,
what will happen?
You will be the best person to answer.
I'm asking you because you oversee these tankers. You're telling me about 2,000 of them.
Yeah, they cannot escape.
My job will be to cover it, but
yeah, your job will be to cover it, and your job is equally to know, to let the stakeholders, the stakeholders
to find out what is happening.
Yeah, the stakeholders to know that this is the predicament we find ourselves in. So if once we cannot escape, and we have succeeded in blocking, or we succeed in blocking every avenue,
which doesn't
whoever will come, the blockade may not be deliberate, but maybe they have crashed into each other, because in the panic nobody will reason properly. When they crash into each other and they block access, then all the state, these things that we are protecting, will end up destroying them.
As an association, I'm sure you collect some dues, don't you?
We do.
So while you're waiting for these stakeholders to assist you one way or the other, as an association, what can you do for these drivers?
Yes, a similar question was posed to me the other time, but then I'll make reference to a place like the shopping mall. Why is it that the mall will not just, the owners will just not put up the structure and tell whoever is coming to buy the things there that, okay, you find some place park and then come and do business and go.
But they take, that is why it's a mall. Those shops in there are charged for the space they have.
That is why we also have a similar situation. Why should Tor do it in the first place? Why they did it was that they realized that once they've cleared them from the street because of the hazardous nature of the product we carry. Once they are not on the street, once they don't park near high tension lines, once they don't park near places where emergency vehicles can rush in, should there be any problem, then everybody is free.
Those times the toll charge you?
No, they don't charge us.
So
just like nobody will charge anybody who parks at the parking lot of a mall.
Those the shop owners are paying to the operators of the mall. So what will be the way forward? If you're saying that if you're leaving this solely to toll, and they're telling you that they have challenges.
We are not leaving it to toll now.
So
at the moment
we
have carried the issue to the National Petroleum Authority to assist us to get it solved.
So why you still
what other proposals we have made to MPA? They are not for women. We cannot put them in the public domain now. We need to still discuss them at length. We feel we have got a land now. We've been able to secure some land somewhere, and we only feel that an investor comes in and develop it so that we push all of them in there.
So it means that if nothing is done, you still be there?
Where do we go? We don't have any place to go.
All right. I have been speaking with the Executive Secretary of Tanker Owners Association, Ignatius Kwekudo. We're looking at the safety at toll, relating it to oil tankers and their parking and issues around that.